drive time. Headed south on the New Jersey Turnpike right now. I just figured I'd pop on and see what was up. Anybody had any questions? We could talk a little bit. Fire away. If not, I'll give you a little view of the ride here. So yesterday was an off day. Always talk about how often should you work out. My motto is as often as you can. But obviously we do need rest time. We do have to rest the body. So yesterday was definitely one of those days where I said, my body was kind of telling me I needed a little bit of rest. And I decided to go with it. So no workout this morning either, but I definitely plan to get something in later on today. Like I said, right now I'm in the middle of a pretty long drive. I've been on the road for about 2 hours, got another 30 minutes or so left. But again, you want to work out as often as you can, and with that comes you learning your body. Your body's going to tell you when you need to take time off, if you have that soreness, the fatigue. But other than that, you keep going, because a lot of times we fall into that rut. You take that one day off, and then you'll tell yourself, I'll take one more. 1 turns to 2, 2 turns to 3. Before you know it, it's been a week. 1 week turns to 2. And now we have a disaster on our hands. Right, we're back to our old ways. So I talk a lot about the consistency part. And consistency doesn't mean, by any means, by any stretch, consistency does not mean that you're 100%. It just means that you do it with some semblance of regularity. If you were to mark your days off on a calendar, how many times you did something for your health, you want to make sure. My number is always like 22. So let's say you're working out, you have a workout schedule. If you hit that 22-day mark within a month, I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good number right there. It means you were doing something, And again, it's never only going to be the working out, because the working out is not a penance for a shitty lifestyle. I think I was talking yesterday, the day before, about setting goals and making changes in your life. And too many people look to. We always talk about the New Year's resolutions. Everybody thinks that January 1st is this magical day, that all of a sudden you're going to wake up and your whole life is going to change. You're going to be a whole new person, right? You're not going to drink anymore. You won't smoke anymore. You're going to exercise every day. You're not going to eat certain foods. Everything's going to be healthy. You're going to do some intermittent fasting and and it's all going to happen in one day. It will never happen. It's a recipe for disaster to set yourself up like that. You're setting yourself up for failure. You want to pick and choose your battles. Start with something small. Build up some confidence. Show yourself that you can do something with some consistency. Right? Whether it's, if you're a smoker, if you're a drinker, just pick one habit, a certain food that you can't get rid of. Work on that one thing. Put everything you have into that one thing, right? And when it comes to the exercise, again, your health always comes from the inside out. So if you want to improve your health, you don't do it with push-ups, you don't do it with pull-ups. You make yourself stronger with that stuff. You make yourself more mobile, more flexible. Will you burn a few extra calories? Absolutely, no doubt. But too many people look at the exercise as a way to control their weight, and it's never ever going to work. It's just not going to work. You control your weight, you improve your health, you keep your health with what goes in your mouth on a daily basis, on a regular basis. And nobody's telling you can't go out and have a couple of slices of pizza. You can't have a little, a couple of drinks now and again. You can. But that can't be the main part of your diet, the main part of your lifestyle. Too many people are sick, overweight, and it comes down to this ultra-processed food that we're putting in our mouths that we think that we can live on, and we can't, because it's not even food. It's not even food. It's a chemical concoction that they make up in a lab, and they sell it as food. They sell it as fun. They sell it as healthy. And it's made specifically to taste good and to be addictive. The food, I don't even like saying food. The products that they sell were made to look like food, make you think they're food, and to just keep you eating. That's what they're there for. That's what they sell them for. Black Cat, rest day is your favorite day? Well, I always feel guilty on a rest day, to be honest with you. But we do need it, like I said earlier. What's up, Anthony? Hi to you. But yeah, guys, so the whole food thing is, if you could settle in and get somewhere where you're eating good food, whole food, 75% of the time, that's going to put you so far ahead of the curve. Get a little bit of exercise in, and it's not where you have to be deadlifting 500 pounds, running marathons every single day, and 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, some type of movement. Whether it's a walking routine, a stretching routine, some type of body weight exercises. If you like the gym, go to the gym, get yourself in that atmosphere, get inspired, keep yourself motivated. And as you see yourself improve, you're going to want to keep going and keep doing it. Right? You fight these battles, you fight yourself every day to get up off the couch and go do it. And as cliche as it sounds, and as simple as it sounds, it really does come down to just getting off the couch and going to do it. You build self-discipline like you build any other muscle, with consistent work. And that's how you're going to get better at anything. And you're going to build that consistency. And with that consistency, and you see the improvements, you're going to start building self-esteem. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to tell yourself you can do it. Because this isn't rocket science, guys. It is not rocket science. I say it all the time. You look at the amount of people that are walking around overweight, sick, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, irritable bowel, GERD, just all of these bullshit conditions that we have. And it's almost all of it, 90% of it can go back to food, lifestyle, lack of exercise, and things like that. But again, the exercise it's extremely important. It's vital for every one of us. Movement is life. Some type of movement is life. But it's not going to save your life if you're constantly pouring shit down your throat every day. Again, using drugs, whether it's some type of prescription drug, illegal drugs, you're smoking, you're vaping, you're not getting sleep, you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people. All of this stuff adds up. All of it adds up, and stress is a big part of it. Again, as easy, it's so simple to tell somebody, well, cut out your stress. It's simple to say and almost impossible to do, but you really have to put effort into it. And a lot of it comes down to self-imposed stress. Your sleep patterns put a lot of stress on your body. Lack of sleep puts a lot of stress on your body. Raises your cortisol levels. The people you surround yourself with, you have to get toxic people out of your life. You have to cut them out of your life. If it's acquaintances or friends, if they're holding you back, if they're not doing any good for you, You know, like they say, if you hang around with 4 fat guys, you're going to be the 5th. If you hang around with 4 broke guys, you're going to be the 5th. You see how it goes? Now, when it comes to family, it's much harder. But you have to limit your time. You have to, family or not. If they're dragging you down like a boat anchor, you got to cut the rope and limit your time as much as you can, because it's not worth your health in the end. It's not worth it. Yeah, Black Cat, the cortisol will do it. You know, the stress is there. The stress is real. It's real. And there's so much of it. Job stress, relationship stress, like I mentioned earlier, the sleep stress, you know, from not having good sleep patterns. It's brutal. It really is brutal. It does a lot of harm to your body. It affects weight loss and weight gain. So hard to convince people of that, because people just think it's, I'll eat less food, I'll lose weight. Not that simple. And anybody who's tried to do it, if they're being honest, they'll admit it. There's a lot more to it. But it's just so hard to convince people of that. Because you hear people say it all the time. Well, I just need to lose 10 pounds. I just need to lose 20 pounds. I just need to lose 30 pounds. If you need to lose 20 or 30 pounds, if you're 20 or 30 pounds overweight, there's something else going on. There's something else going on. It's not just that you ate a couple of extra cheeseburgers and you got to cut them out. There's way more going on in your life. $75, 80% of us right now are walking around overweight or obese. That's horrific. Horrific. And there's so much more to it than just, you know, these imbeciles telling people you eat too much and you don't exercise. So if you move more and eat less, you're going to lose weight. And it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And that's why people are running to pay $1,500 a month to stick a needle in their ass with these Ozempic drugs and things like that. People are so willing to lay on a gurney and have their guts cut out, you know, get these bariatric surgeries, because they're desperate. Laziness comes into it too. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. A lot of it is that. Because it's hard. It takes work. Most of us don't want to do the work. Most of us don't want to be uncomfortable. It's human nature. So we're always looking for the pill, the hack, the shortcut, the easy way. And when it comes to this, the easy way generally is the worst way. It's all about building habits. It's all about changing habits, changing your mindset. And you have to get away from this whole deprivation mindset. If I don't get to drink wine, if I don't get to drink beer, if I don't get to eat pizza, if I don't get to go to McDonald's, if I don't get to have cake and donuts, I'm depriving myself. I'm not living my best life. You're living your worst life doing it consistently, doing that routinely, because you're destroying your body, the one body that you have. Yeah, Kat, I don't mind the ride myself. Back in the day, I love to drive. I've driven all over the country, to be honest with you. I was a limousine driver for a while. I used to drive a lot, but I did a lot of driving in New York City, and that'll take a lot out of you, to be honest. These days, I don't look forward to driving. At night, or very early in the morning without the traffic, I sometimes enjoy it, but not like I used to. Not like I used to. Too many crazy people on the road. I'm saying that about everybody else, and there's probably people pointing at me right now saying I'm one of the crazy ones. Plus we're at a coffee cat, so that makes the ride a little rougher. Anything over a 2-hour ride and the cup usually runs dry on me, so I'm gonna have to drive faster or buy myself a bigger cup, one or the other. Speaking of assholes on the road. I do, Kat. I drink electrolytes every morning. I've talked about this in a few of my lives. I usually do every morning. So the three main electrolytes that you're talking about are going to be sodium, magnesium, and potassium chloride. So you can mix that up, say in about a quart of water, about a teaspoon of each, with some lemon, and drink that throughout the day. I usually just do a big glass of water in the morning with some lemon, and I'll add in those three electrolytes. I'll add in some pink salt, which is the sodium, obviously. Then I'll add in some potassium and a shot of magnesium. And I knock that back every morning. And then sometimes if I'm at the park and I'm outside doing a workout, I'll have my water. And generally I'll put the electrolytes in the water, and I'll sip on that while I'm working out. But I've mentioned before too, I'm not an advocate of, but a lot of people are buying these little pre-made packets of electrolytes for $40, for 30, maybe it's 30 servings, for trace amounts of salt, potassium, and magnesium. And you could buy it in bulk on Amazon. I use pink salt for everything. I season my food with it, so I always have a good amount of pink salt on hand. I get the potassium in bulk and I get the magnesium in bulk, and it comes out to pennies a day. And these other things, these other electrolyte drinks, they're always going to be flavored. They're going to have some type of sweetener, some type of sugar. So really what you're getting is Kool-Aid with salt in it, which is a joke. So I'm a big advocate of just some fresh lemon, and throw your electrolytes in your water. You can sip it throughout the day, like I said, and or you can just knock it back in the morning. But I would never, ever, ever pay money for these, anything. One of the big ones that you see, there's quite a few. You see them all over advertised on social media. One of the big name ones is Element, LMNT. I forget the exact mixture, but I can assure you they don't have magic salt. They don't have magic potassium. It's just sodium, potassium chloride, and then some form of magnesium. And they don't have a special type that gives you superpowers. It is what it is. So if you're serious about taking that, a lot of people talk about electrolytes. And again, a lot of them will drink the pre-made ones because of the taste, because they put the artificial flavor in it. And again, you're getting Kool-Aid, a little bit of salt. and you're just throwing your money down the toilet, as you are with pre-workouts and things like that. Yeah, element, and it's nothing but junk. I mean, it's salt, it's potassium, and it's magnesium, like I said. A very small amount. It's ridiculous. If you put... I actually sat one day, because that's what I do, and I figured out the cost. And to do it yourself, it's unbelievable. To be throwing $40 at these people for a couple of packets of salt, it's just a joke. And if you're that inclined, you know, if you say, well, I really like the flavor, if you really have to have your Kool-Aid, go buy a little pack of Kool-Aid, mix that up, mix a couple of gallons of Kool-Aid, and then pour your salt in that. And you'll still be coming out way ahead. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to cut it short. I'll be back later with a workout, and maybe some of you guys will be there, hopefully. Appreciate everybody that popped in. Black Cat, stay safe. Hopefully see you a little later with a workout. Everybody else to hit the like button. I appreciate it. If you chose to subscribe, I appreciate that too. If you were just lurking in the background, I'll take that. Appreciate you listening. Everybody stay safe. Get your reps in. And I will talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.